Final Fantasy 15 is one of the most anticipated games of 2016. It's been a long time coming for the game, originally announced as a PlayStation 3 exclusive in 2006 titled Final Fantasy Versus 13. In the past decade, the game has been shrouded in mystery. At times we thought development was progressing nicely, and other times we wouldn't hear about the game for several years at a time, leading to some believing the game had been cancelled. Finally, in 2013, we knew that the game was still alive, as it was announced that Final Fantasy Versus 13 was going to be rebranded as Final Fantasy 15, and it would in fact release on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. And now with the confirmed 2016 release date, it seems like Final Fantasy 15 will finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. The wait is almost over, but that decade-long anticipation has caused Final Fantasy 15 to be one of the most hyped-up games ever from Square Enix. Which for Square Enix is fantastic. Hype transitions into sales, and over the last decade, best believe there's been a lot of money poured into the development of FF15, and they need to see some return on that investment. It's also obvious that Final Fantasy 15 is one of the most ambitious games Square has ever created. Final Fantasy has always had excellent visuals, but with Final Fantasy 15, just based off playing the episode Duske demo, you can make a legitimate argument that this is the best looking game of all time. The scenery, the detail, the textures, the lighting. Using the summoning in episode Duske was one of the greatest technical achievements I've ever seen in a video game. Coupled with these stellar visuals, unlike the last few Final Fantasy games, 15 seems to be a massive open world game, and from what's being rumored, this world will be absolutely gigantic at the levels of the worlds in The Witcher 3 or Fallout 4. Combat in the game, while to traditional Final Fantasy fans, they might have wanted an old school turn-based system over FF15's fast-paced action battle system, it shows that Final Fantasy is evolving. It's not hard to tell that the mainstream North American audience, which is a big part of Square Enix's business success, would prefer action over a slower-paced turn-based system. That's what we learned from the Duske demo. This game has the makings to be absolutely spectacular. The graphics are ridiculous, the world in episode Duske was just one area of the game, and that was pretty huge. The combat was fast-paced and perfect in that it's seamlessly integrated into the game's open world. The one mystery we have with Final Fantasy 15 is the story, and with Final Fantasy, fans will always be clamoring for a great story. You can have great gameplay, amazing graphics, but the story and having that emotional connection with the characters is what causes an RPG to become iconic. Final Fantasy VII, if that game didn't have an emotionally gripping story, would it be remembered as fondly? I don't think so. With Square Enix, their storytelling has been questionable to say the least in recent years. The Final Fantasy 13 trilogy in particular, the first game was easy to follow, but even then the story felt a bit jumbled. And then when you got to the second and third games, that's when the plot was completely thrown out the window. With Final Fantasy 15, we know that the visuals are gonna be good. We've seen the combat system, that works well. If they can give me more of the world in Duske with variety, some towns, the open world will be amazing to explore. But Square Enix also needs to deliver a story with writing that is gonna get the player emotionally invested into it, which I don't think people really have been with a Final Fantasy game since FF10. Regardless, Final Fantasy 15 is one of the most anticipated games of 2016, and it'll be nice just to finally see Noctis and the gang arrive to a console near you. What do you guys think? Do you think Final Fantasy 15 will deliver and become one of the best JRPGs of all time? Or do you think the wait has been too long and it's impossible for the game to live up to the extremely high expectations? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.